welcome back if you joined us last week, and hello if you're new here. My name is Nicola and this is Stuart, and welcome to our MCU quiz. So tonight we have one question from each of the 23 films. There is 7 questions, in the MCU. 7 rounds, plus 2 guess the movie rounds this week. With 5 questions on each of those, and that's going to round us up this week to 40. So if you joined us last week, it was 30, and this week it is 40.
So it might last a wee bit longer this week. Okay. See how long we can drag it out for. Okay, so as you can see, we've split all the questions down into 7 rounds. So the same as last week, the first 4 rounds directly relate to the movies or the phases as they were released as box sets. We'll then move on to a general knowledge round of 7 questions, and then we'll go on to our 2 guess the movie rounds. So the first one will be a picture round, so I'll show you 5 pictures, you need to guess the film, and then same with the quotes for the next 5. And before each round for the first 4, we'll tell you which films are included in that phase. But just remember, if you were here last week, they're not all in order, so they're in a random order.
So after each question is read out, we'll pause and repeat for anyone who might have missed it. And we won't be going back over any questions at the end. It just holds everybody up. After the question is read out, we'll try and give you enough time to answer. Some of the questions may need longer than others, that will become apparent. We'll go through the answers for phase 1 and 2 before moving on to phase 3. That's in 2 parts, so we'll do phase 3 answers and then we'll move on to general knowledge. Then we'll do the answers for general knowledge and finish with the 2 guess the movie rounds and their answers too. Okay,
so same as last week, we've tried to make the questions as clear as we possibly can to try and eliminate any misinterpretation, so just bear with us if there aren't any mistakes, but just have some fun. In terms of point scoring, it's up to you at home how you want to score yourselves. Some of the questions may have multiple parts within that question. For example, an acronym, which we don't have this week, but we did last week. So it's up to you if you want to score yourself on the multiple elements within an answer, within a question, or just give yourself 1 point for the whole thing. It's up to you.
And if anyone does have any questions, if we've not covered it, stick it in the live chat, and please do not put any answers in the live chat as well. That'd be great. So here we go. So this is phase number 1, and it has 6 questions. The movies in this phase are...
So we have Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, The First Avenger, and The Avengers.
So, question number 1. How many times does Jane run over Thor? So, how many times does Jane run over Thor?
So Jane drives the little minivan thing. Just maybe jog your memory.
So, question number 2. Which Avenger is recruited while helping sick people in Calcutta? So, which Avenger is recruited while helping sick people in Calcutta? Who's it going to be?
Wouldn't it be me anyway?
So, question number 3. Bruce Banner works in a bottling factory in which country? So, Bruce Banner works in a bottling factory in which country?
Only 2 weeks in, I'm already struggling with this film to get questions for it.
So, question number 4. In Iron Man 2, Ivan Vanko, or Whiplash, has what pet? So what does he have as a pet? So in Iron Man 2, Ivan Vanko, or Whiplash, has what pet? And question number 5. Red Skull was the head of which paramilitary organisation? So, Red Skull was the head of which paramilitary organisation? These are tongue twisters again. Stuart loves a wee tongue twister.
Only the ones that you read out.
So, question number 6. What does Tony Stark reveal to the press at the end of Iron Man? So, what does Tony Stark reveal to the press at the end of Iron Man? So moving on to phase number 2, that has 6 questions, and the movies in this phase is...
So we have Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man.
So, question number 1.
Where does Scott Lang work after being released from prison?
I could actually go where he works, something from there right now.
I wonder when they'll open up again. There's one near here.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, question number 2. The Winter Soldier has what distinctive feature? I'm not going to repeat the question because it's right there.
So just give you a few minutes to answer that one.
Okay, question number 3. Who sacrificed himself to save their fellow Guardians from the ship crash?
Oh.
So it's one of these guys.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Well, it says their fellow Guardians.
I know.
It's got to be one of them. Okay, question number 4. Iron Man 3 takes place during which holiday season? So I think the questions this week are slightly easier than last week.
I hope so.
Maybe.
Let us know in the chat if you're finding this week easier than last week.
Okay, so question number 5. In Thor the Dark World, Loki takes the form of which Avenger when escaping Asgard? So in Thor the Dark World, Loki takes the form of which Avenger when escaping Asgard?
Oh, it says Katie Weatherly. Yeah, easier, but still tricky, which is good. Oh, that's good then.
Didn't want it too easy, do you?
My husband and son are, I think I've got one right. Thanks, Kaylee. Right.
Okay, question number 6. In the Age of Ultron, which Avenger takes the team to their safe house? Safe house.
So now we're going to go through the answers for phase 1 and 2. So here we go. Question number 1 from phase 1 was, how many times does Jane run over Thor? And the answer is?
Twice. So once after he first lands on Earth, and then again after Thor leaves the hospital out of nowhere.
So hopefully you've all got that one. Question number 2 from phase 1. Which Avenger is recruited while helping sick people in Calcutta? And the answer was?
It's Bruce Banner. And it's Natasha Romanoff who's tasked with bringing him in. Like I say, wouldn't it be me?
Fair play to Bruce Banner. So question number 3. Bruce Banner works in a bottling factory in which country? And the answer is?
Brazil. Don't know why I just done that.
I don't know either. Brazil.
Can't go back.
Can't edit that bit out there. So, question number 4. In Iron Man 2, Ivan Vanko, or Whiplash, has what pet? And the pet he has is?
A bird. It's a wee cockatoo called Irina.
Why would you call your bird Irina?
I don't know.
Come on.
I was going to put that question, but I thought that would maybe be a bit too hard.
Oh, that, no. That's as bad as last week.
I only know because I looked it up.
So, question number 5 in phase 1. Red Skull was the head of which paramilitary organisation? And the answer is Hydra.
Yep.
So, question number 6. What does Tony Stark reveal to the press at the end of Iron Man? And it is?
He is Iron Man.
Ooh.
Who'd have thunk it?
What a revelation.
Spoiler alert.
I know.
Spoiler alert, if you've not seen it.
So, moving on to phase 2. Question 1 was, where does Scott Lang work after being released from prison? And it was?
Baskin Robbins.
Carol Baskin. Baskin and Robbins. So,
Baskin Robbins always find out.
exactly.
So he was sacked from there after they found out that he was an ex-con, but they did let him grab a mango fruit blast on the way out.
Ooh.
Which was awfully good of them.
That is very nice of them, actually.
He took it as well.
So would I. I would.
Why not?
So, question number 2. The Winter Soldier has what distinctive feature? And the answer is?
Metal arm.
Metal arm.
Right. Pretty obvious.
Well, hopefully for people that was an obvious one.
Unless you've watched all the Marvel films with your eyes shut.
So, question number 3. Who sacrificed himself to save their fellow Guardians from the ship crash? And it was...
We are Groot.
Little Groot. Well, Big Groot.
Big Groot.
Yeah. Before he was Little Groot.
It turns into loads of wee Groots.
I know. Baby Groots. So hopefully you got that one. Question number 4. Iron Man 3 takes place during which holiday season? And it is?
Christmas.
Chrissy.
Of course. So Marvel confirmed on the 19th of December 2019 that Iron Man 3 is officially a Christmas movie.
Is it though? That's
No.
the question.
Die Hard
That's
all
a
over
bonus.
again.
That's a bonus question for you.
But
Is it or isn't it? Anyway, number 5 was in Thor the Dark World, Loki takes the form of which Avenger when escaping Asgard? And the answer was?
Captain America.
Yeah, it was. So hopefully you've got that. Question number 6. In Age of Ultron, which Avenger takes the team to their safe house? Or safe house, as Stuart said. And it was Hawkeye.
Yeah. I say safe house because it's his family home, really.
Yeah.
He refers to it as their safe house.
Yeah. So, now we're going to move on to Phase 3 Part 1, which has 5 questions. And those movies are...
So we've got Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming and Thor Ragnarok.
So, here we go.
So question number 1. What kind of accident ended Doctor Strange's career as a neurosurgeon? So what kind of accident ended Doctor Strange's career as a neurosurgeon?
I'll give you a little minute to answer that. Our chairs are so creaky. Sorry if you can hear that noise. It's our creaky dining room chairs. 11 out of 12. Well done, Kaylee. That's amazing.
That is good.
Well done.
Obviously doing better than you think you are.
I know. Great job. So, question 2.
So question 2. Who killed Tony's parents?
Shame.
Made him the man he is though.
True. True that.
So who killed Tony's parents? Question 3. As well as the fin, how else does Yondu control his primary weapon, the Yaka Arrow?
It's just such a strange contraption, that whole thing, that Yaka Arrow. I don't know, it's a funny...
Fair play if you knew that it was called the Yaka Arrow.
I would not have known. Oh, hi Holly. Holly says good questions. Yeah, I would never have known it was called the Yaka Arrow. It's just a funny little contraption, that thing.
I found that out years ago because I googled it for some reason.
That's...
So,
why?
I think I was bevied at the time and I was just wondering what it was.
Standard. So...
Question 4. Who helped Thor and Loki find Odin? Who helped Thor and Loki find Odin?
Hopefully everybody's got that.
Yep, so last question in this part. When Spider-Man confronts the bank robbers, what are they disguised as? So when Spider-Man confronts the bank robbers, what are they disguised as? Are we going a bit too quick here?
I don't know, can you let us know?
It's going rapid, eh?
Are we going too fast? Are we reading out the questions too fast? Or is it okay for time? And just let us know, because if we're going too fast then we can slow it down a little bit for you. Cool. Perfect. Thanks guys.
Thank you.
So now we're moving on to Phase 3 Part 2, and this one consists of 6 questions tonight. So...
Yep, so we've got Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, cool. So here we go. Question number 1 of Phase 3, sorry. A Flerken is an alien creature that resembles which domestic animal?
A what?
A Flerken. A Flerken.
Flerken.
Flerken. that was my Irish accent. A Flerken.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry.
You must be Irish.
A Flerken is an alien creature that resembles which domestic animal? What could it be?
I'm not getting one.
Ooh, no, same.
I'd rather have a Flerken than one of these.
So, question number 2. Which Asian country is a casino located where Black Panther attempts to apprehend Claw? Is that right?
Yeah.
Now I've got the fear
Claw.
now. Ulysses.
Ulysses Claw.
So, which Asian country is the casino located where Black Panther attempts to apprehend Claw? So we'll just give you another little minute and we'll move on. So question number 3. What is the name of the artificial intelligence system created by Tony Stark and given to Peter Parker? Because Stuart has worded this, and that word means given, if you don't already know.
I want to say bequeathed, because it sounds like queef.
No. So, what is the name of the artificial intelligence system created by Tony Stark and bequeathed to Peter Parker, or given to Peter Parker?
Bequeathed. That's bequeathed.
I don't know what it is, but it's given to him anyway. Stuart and his great worded questions again.
Makes me feel intelligent when I use big words.
Oh, that's good. Question number 4. Who does Captain America hand his shield over to? So who does Captain America give his shield to? I like this moment actually.
Yeah.
In the film.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice moment.
I'm glad they gave it to him and not the other guy.
Yeah, same. Question 5. When Hope and Hank kidnap Scott, who is left at home as a decoy wearing Scott's ankle monitor? So when Hope and Hank kidnap Scott, who is left at home as a decoy wearing Scott's ankle monitor? Oh, we've got...
What was question 2? I don't even remember.
We've got someone stumped on question 2 here.
Was it the Black Panther one?
The casino, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Don't even remember.
So
long ago.
Question number 6. What is the name of Thor's axe forged in Nidavellir? So what's his axe called that he forged in Nidavellir? We actually need to go to New Asgard.
I think you were going to say Nidavellir.
No. And just forge an axe when we're there, yeah?
We could go and chill out with some giant dwarves.
No, New Asgard.
Yes, aye.
Because New Asgard is quite close to us. Well, yeah, but an hour away maybe. So
pretty ashamed of myself that I've never been there yet.
Once all this lockdown is over, I'll probably go there. So now we're going to go on to the answers. We'll just give you a little minute to fill in any gaps because we have someone stumped. And if anybody else is stumped on any questions, we'll just give you a little minute to fill those gaps. Even if you want to just take a wild guess, fill them in. So, shall we go for it?
Yeah.
Here's the answers to phase number 3.
So, question 1. What kind of accident ended Doctor Strange's career as a neurosurgeon? It was a car crash. Because he wasn't paying attention to what he was doing.
Bad.
Yeah, he was too busy looking at pictures.
Shame. Shame, shame, shame. So...
Question number 2. Who killed Tony's parents? What?
I don't know if it was... Oh, the answer was...
Winter Soldier.
Sorry. I wasn't sure if that was a question 2 that...
No, it's
the next
phase
one.
2.
Yeah.
Part 2, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, this was
Surprise!
this was the big reveal at the end of Civil War, which completely ends Iron Man and Captain America's friendship.
Sad. So, question 3.
Question 3. As well as the fin, how else does Yondu control his primary weapon, the Yaka Arrow? It's a whistle. We rehearsed
That is a strange... I just find that whole setup strange. So.
I'd love to whistle like Yondu whistles.
Yeah, but I don't know how that controls that weapon. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so question 4. Who helped Thor and Loki find Odin? And it was Doctor Strange.
Ooh.
Yep. After letting Loki fall for 30 minutes, which was nice. Always nice to get one over on Loki. Question 5. When Spider-Man confronts the bank robbers, what are they disguised as? And they were disguised as Avengers.
With their masks.
Yeah, with their little kiddies masks. So there was Iron Man, Captain America, Thor and Hulk.
Those masks are scary. They're like dollar shop masks, they're like pound shop masks.
Poundland.
Yep. So question number 1 of part 2.
Yep, so a Flerken is an alien creature that resembles which domestic animal? And it is a cat.
A little ginger cat.
Yeah, wee ginger one, aye. So that'll be pretty easy, I suppose, if you've seen Captain Marvel. Paul's toiling.
Oh.
No surprise
Come on,
there.
Paul.
Clear cellophane. Okay, question 2. Which Asian country is the casino located where Black Panther attempts to apprehend Claw? And it was South Korea. So went to a casino in South Korea.
Do you reckon that would have been a hard one then for people? Was that a hard one?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, that's why I put Asian country instead of just any country.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit easier, but...
Narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's narrowing it down, going to Asia. So, question number 3.
Question 3. What is the name of the artificial intelligence system created by Tony Stark and bequeathed to Peter Parker, if that's how you say it? And it was Edith, which stands for Even Dead, I'm the Hero.
Aww. Laura thought it was Japan.
Ah.
Close.
That's close, yeah. Okay, question 4. Who does Captain America hand his shield over to? And it is Falcon.
Yeah, I love that moment.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's nice to... I can see why he didn't give it over to Bucky. I wouldn't trust him either. So yeah, it was Falcon, who will star alongside the Winter Soldier in the Disney Plus series.
That'll be quite good,
whenever that's going to come out. Yeah, I'm buzzing for that.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be good. Okay, question 5. When Hope and Hank kidnap Scott, who is left at home as a decoy wearing Scott's ankle monitor?
I love this.
I've googled this trying to find a name, but I couldn't. So the answer is a large ant. Is the best I could come up with. So yeah, it's a large ant who apparently likes eating crisps, taking baths, and playing the drums.
I love when it plays the drums, man. It's just so good.
I think that's the end post credit scene.
Yeah.
And he does that.
So
I think they make the ant do that to like what is it? It's to like simulate Scott's like normal daily routine.
Yeah.
So they make the ant do all this stuff.
So good.
Okay, so question 6. What is the name of Thor's axe forged in Nidavellir? So this is his axe, not his hammer. And the answer is Stormbreaker. So that was in Infinity War. And that is my third favourite moment in the whole MCU is after Stormbreaker's forged and Thor turns up in Wakanda. The final battle. Epic. Love it.
So, now we're
knowledge.
moving on to general knowledge. So, hopefully, this will be a bit easier than last week. And there's going to be 7 questions, so it's just basically a mix. It's not specific to each phase or anything like that. It's just a little mix.
Well, 1 or 2 of the questions might be specific to specific films, but...
yeah, not like any... It's not like phase-based like what we've just done.
Yeah.
So, here we go. So, question number 1. How many MCU films has Thor appeared in, including cameos, but excluding post-credit scenes?
Yep, so we done this question last week for... Was it Iron Man?
Yeah, Iron Man. How many MCU films has Thor appeared in, including cameos, but excluding post-credit scenes? So, number 2. Nick Fury first appeared in which MCU film? I love Nick Fury. I know.
Well,
So, Nick Fury first appeared in which MCU film?
you can never imagine anybody else playing that role.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't at all. It's the same with Happy as well. I couldn't imagine anybody else but John Favreau.
Yeah. I think Samuel L. Jackson actually approached Marvel though.
Really?
When he heard that they were casting for a Nick Fury.
Really?
Yeah, and I think he read some comics and he was like, I'm Nick Fury.
Give me the part now.
That was basically it.
You
He
wouldn't
told
even
them.
mess with them either. So, number 3. In Infinity War, which order did Thanos collect the Infinity Stones? So I've put a little picture here to remind you of all the names. This is not the order, this is just a little help. So we'll leave this on for a few minutes because you'll need a bit more extra time to try and work out which order. So even if you don't know, just take a guess. All the names are here for you in the colours.
I really like this question. This is stepping it up from what was last week, just name the 6 Infinity Stones. And now it's
Name them, yeah.
now it's what order they collect them in. Gets you thinking though. It's
This
good.
is a tough one, I reckon, though.
I do like this. It'll give you a little bit extra time for this one.
Oh my god, my husband just said So, I don't know, we'll give another couple of minutes and then we'll move on.
Yeah, I think Kaylee's husband needs it.
Laura, I know the programme was a woman's name and guessed Susan instead of Edith.
Susan, Well, there was, what was Spider-Man Homecoming was Karen.
Oh,
she was the voice of the
no.
Just the AI inside the Spider-Man suit, and he called her Karen. So you were maybe guessing along those lines.
So we'll move on now. Question number 4. This is another Stan Lee cameo question. So we had one last week, and this week is, which film was Stan Lee himself reading his lines from the Mallrats screenplay? So, which film was Stan Lee himself reading his lines from the Mallrats screenplay? I love these cameos. I just love Stan Lee's cameos in general. Though. They're so good.
I think this was the only cameo as well that he was actually himself.
Himself, yeah, not a character. Yeah. So, number 5. How many MCU films have the Russo brothers directed? How many is it going to be? So, how many MCU films have the Russo brothers directed? Davey, smashing the general knowledge round so far. Well done, Davey. So, number 6. What city were Wanda and Vision in when they were attacked by Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight?
So, have you got people watching in America?
I'm not sure.
Well, if there is anyone, because there was last week, wasn't there?
Yeah.
If there is this week, if you get the country, then that's fine. That's good enough for me. But if you're in the UK, then
you need to know the
we
city.
want the city. Because in the film, it actually comes up the country.
It does. At the bottom of the screen.
Up the city.
No, it comes up the city.
It doesn't. It comes up the.
Oh, I thought it came up saying the city.
No, it comes up the country.
Okay. What a question from Holly. You should know this, Holly.
She'll get it.
So, number 7, this is the last one of the general knowledge round. So, in Captain America Civil War, name the 6 members of Team Captain America.
So, if you watched last week's, then you should have seen this coming. Because we asked for the 6 members of Team Iron Man.
The city gets named by War Machine, Davey says.
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
It does. It is quite subtle though, when he says it, and with his accent, he doesn't really say the city name.
I know, it's funny. It's funny that, isn't it? So we'll just give you a few extra minutes, because there's obviously 6 members that you need to name here. So.
Probably people still trying to answer the Infinity Stones one as well.
Oh, God, I know. I would never have got that order, I don't think. I gave it a good try.
Yeah?
I think I got most, but I wouldn't have got all of them. So, we'll go on to the answers now for general knowledge, shall we?
Yeah. Okay, so question number 1. How many MCU films has Thor appeared in, including cameos but excluding post-credit scenes? And the answer is 7. So it's just his 3 solo films and 4 Avengers films, and that's it. He did appear in a post-credit scene in Doctor Strange. That was when he went to Doctor Strange for help to find Odin.
Yeah.
But that was it.
I love Thor. Even fat Thor.
Thick Thor.
He has an iron brew in that scene as well.
Yeah.
If you look closely, there's a little
egg.
Scottish drink in there. So.
Question 2. Nick Fury first appeared in which MCU film? And it was the OG, Iron Man. In the post-credit scene, he turns up in Tony Stark's home, actually.
Turns up at his house. So hopefully you've all got that.
Okay, question
So.
3. Infinity War. In which order did Thanos collect the Infinity Stones? So, I'll go through them. So, I'll try to think here. So the first one is the Power Stone. So he already has that at the beginning of the film on the Asgardian ship. So he gets that from Xandar. It's the only one that he didn't, that you don't see him get on screen. So he already has that. He then gets a Space Stone from Loki on the Asgardian ship before he destroys it. He then goes to Nowhere and retrieves the Reality Stone from the Collector. He then takes Gamora to Vormir, where he sacrifices her for the Soul Stone. Then he goes to Titan to fight some of the Avengers, and Doctor Strange trades the Time Stone to spare Tony's life. And he then goes to Wakanda and rips the Mind Stone out of Vision's head.
Savage.
That's the end of Vision.
So, hopefully you got that. There's a few people on here that have got it. So, well done for getting them correct.
Well done.
Like, that was a toughie, I would say. So, if you knew that, then fair play to you, by the way, because that is good. So, question number 4 was our cameo.
Yep. So, again, this was one that we done last week. So, Stan Lee cameo. Which film was Stan Lee himself reading his lines from the Mallrats screenplay? And it was Captain Marvel. So it was his first of 2 posthumous cameos. That was, I think it was 4 months after his death. This was released.
Shame me. So, question 5.
Yep. How many MCU films have the Russo brothers directed? And the answer is 4. So they first came in for Captain America: The Winter Soldier. He was then asked to come back for Civil War, and then they obviously came back and done the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame.
One of them was actually in Wings. We go to this place called Wings.
Yeah, Wings. It's like a kind of hidden restaurant off the beaten track. It's just a small little place, really.
And one of them actually went there.
It was Anthony Russo.
Yeah.
It was like a week after we were there.
Yeah. Crazy. So cool.
Livid. Okay, so question number 6. What city were Wanda and Vision in when they were attacked by Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight?
And it was?
Edinburgh. Of course it was.
Yay! Our home
So
city.
if you're overseas and you put Scotland, that's fine.
Or not Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
No.
Something like that.
Edinburgh.
Okay. Question 7. Captain America Civil War. So name the 6 members of Team Captain America. So they were Captain America, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye and Ant-Man.
So hopefully you got them.
Yeah, well done if you got that one right.
Davey got them right again.
Davey
Well done.
all over it.
I know, all over it, Davey. Good effort, by the way. That's a good effort.
Very good.
That's a family effort. 100% for general knowledge. Well
Nice
done.
one.
Great work.
That's the toughest one to get 100% for as well.
So now we are going on our new little rounds that we've created for this week. So last week we didn't do these. This is a new part for this week. We've added this on. So the first one is guess the movie, and we're going to give you 5 pictures from different films, and you have to guess which movie they are from. So here we go. This is picture number 1. So we'll leave it up for few minutes so you can discuss within your household or have a little think about which movie you think this is from. Those glasses, man, they're not the
trademark Tony Stark glasses.
So going to number 2 now. So this is picture number 2. So which movie is this from? I think he's a massive clue though.
It is a clue, yeah. I mean, he's been in quite a few MCU films. So.
Yeah, you can I would say you'd be able to narrow that down.
Well, you knew it.
Yeah. Oh, and what are you trying to say by the fact that I knew it? Nah,
you've
that's
done well
fair
to get
play.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously the blackboard as well is maybe a clue.
Could be. For some people that might
Yeah.
narrow it down for you.
For some people it might mean absolutely nothing.
So this is number 3. So which movie is this scene from? Picture 3.
Should get this one.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, this one's relatively easy, I think.
Especially with who's in the picture as well, I would say.
Yeah. Baldy.
That's a shame. She suits it though. She suits the bald head.
Rocking that Baldy.
Oh. So moving on now to picture number 4. So
This one's the toughest, I think.
yeah, I wasn't overly sure because there's so many. I don't know. I feel like there were so many situations that this could have been in.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But hopefully people will know it. If not, just take a wild guess. That's what I done. Got it wrong though, but I took a wild guess. God loves a trier, so just give you another little minute, and we'll move on to number 5. And then we've got another little round, don't we?
I love the quotes one. Quotes one's best. I do like this one as well though.
Yeah, I like this.
Pictures is good.
If you like
It's
this,
good fun, yeah.
and if you want us to do another quiz next week, let us know what kind of rounds that you would like to see, because we can add in other ones. The only ones we can't do is music, because the music's obviously they have copyright on them. So we can do like pictures or anything like that, or even quotes again. If you like these rounds, please let us know.
Yeah, so we've done pictures and quotes this week.
Yeah. This is picture number 5, so I'll give you a little minute to think about which movie this is from.
Yeah, so we thought we'd do pictures and quotes this week just to make it a bit more exciting and just kind of questions and
Yeah, just to give you a bit more.
It's a bit more interactive, I think.
Yeah, I think it gives everybody a more of a chance as well, I would say. Because some of the questions can be quite hard for people. So.
Yeah. So if you've got any other ideas apart from movies or quotes, if anyone's got any ideas that they would like to do, then
Kaylee, you could sing it. You would not like to hear me singing. You would not. So we could maybe get like a kazoo or something. No, I'm not even going to suggest that, because that would just be a nightmare as well. Loving the picture now. My 6-year-old is describing the scene from the picture. Oh, that's so good. That's brilliant.
Nice.
Well done.
nice. I like that, introducing kids that age to MCU films.
Yeah, definitely. Well done, Caitlin. So, now we're going on to the quotes.
Yep.
So, 5 quotes we're going to have, same as the pictures. So,
Yep. So the first quote is, "Does he need CPR? Because I totally know CPR." Like, we've watched quizzes before and people do quotes and they're like, "Oh, it's hard not to do the voice," and you're like, "Oh, get on with it." But it actually really is. It's so hard not to like act it out in any way.
Because when you're watching someone else do it, you're like, "Oh, come on!" Like, you can just say it normally,
Yeah.
but it's not until you go to say it that you're like, "Oh, I just want to say it like in their voice." Or you can hear them saying it if you know the quote as well. So
I'll be another wee minute.
yeah, we'll just give you another minute and hopefully.
Gordon's asked for picture 2 again.
Picture 2.
Yeah.
Right, will we do the quotes and then go back to picture 2?
Yeah. We'll carry on with this.
Or what we could do is when we're going through the answers, we'll just leave the picture 2 up for an extra little minute.
Yeah.
If that would be okay, because we won't show you the answer straight away. So I'll just give you an extra little minute before we tell you
linger
the
on the
answer.
picture for 10 seconds. You need to be quick.
So, quote number 2.
Okay. "I think you look great, Cap. As far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass."
Apologies that there is children here. Gordon gets special treatment, Paul says.
Aye, yeah. Paul's not happy about it. I can see
I
why.
know, we did state the rules at the start. But yeah, that's what
He's not getting long, to be fair.
we'll just give you an extra couple of minutes, it's fair, before we read out the answers, because the answers don't come up straight away. So.
Yeah. That is one of the great quotes of the MCU.
This one?
Yeah. Not as good as the last quote.
No, I was just about to say that. So, moving on.
Okay, number 3. We know each other. He's a friend from work. We know each other. He's a friend from work.
That's what I'm going to say about you.
Not friends though.
Yeah, aren't we just friends? No, I'm joking.
No. We know each other. From work.
So that was number 3. Hopefully people can get that.
Okay, so number 4. Before we get started, does anyone want to get out? Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
I'm glad we never said this on round 1. Because people thought they meant get out of the quiz. Before we get started on this quiz.
Oh, we should have.
Before we get started on this quiz, does anybody want to go?
That is the new catchphrase for this
Our
quiz.
quiz.
Okay, so question number 5. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Love it.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Which movie is this from? So you don't actually need to give us who said it. It's just the movie.
Yeah, so if you're playing along at home and you want to try and guess who said it as well, because we're going to tell you who said it. It's a bit late to tell everyone that.
I know, sorry.
Question
But
5.
if you've missed any out, then that might be easier for you just to guess the film. So hopefully that'll be
Yeah, I think that's
everyone.
us.
We'll go through the answers now. So this is picture number 1, and the answer to this film, the film is
Iron Man 2.
2.
Yeah. Okay, it's a bit of a giveaway with Black Widow dressed like that and Tony Stark's hair as well.
It's hair, man. What even is that? That's a lockdown hairstyle anyway, if I've ever seen one myself.
Yeah.
So picture number 2, we're going to give an extra few minutes so Gordon can try and work this one out. Hopefully you can get that. Fingers crossed. If I can get it, anybody can get it.
I love Selvig. I think he's such a good character in the
too.
MCU. And I like the fact that he had such a big role in Infinity War as well. So this was from Thor the Dark World. So a bit of a clue in the background is explaining the convergence on the blackboard. That's what all that gibberish is.
So if you managed to work that out, well done. So moving on now, this is picture number 3. I thought this one was fairly obvious, but maybe not. Maybe it wasn't. The answer to this one was
Doctor Strange, yeah.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
So that's when he first appears at Camartage, and he wants so that's the ancient one on the left, and he wants her to teach him. And
teaching her skills.
Pushes his astral form out of his physical form or something like that.
Crazy.
Some amazing special effects in that film. Trippy.
Yeah, definitely trippy. So picture number 4, this was a tough one, I would say.
Yes, so this is probably the hardest one.
Yeah, if you got this, then amazing, like well done. The answer to this one was
Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
So this is in Berlin at the airport when Scott Lang is introduced to Steve Rogers, and he thanks him for thanking of him, and he turns around to Scarlet Witch, who's in the background there, and says, "I know you too. You're great."
I love Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
She's unreal.
She's good.
So hopefully you've got that. That was a tough one. Well done if you did. So number 5. This movie, would you say this was an obvious one maybe? I don't know.
Fairly.
Yeah.
It's like, it's in the trailer and everything as well, so it's quite...
A big moment.
It's been this image has been exposed to a lot of people.
So the
yeah,
answer
so
is...
this was from Avengers Infinity War. So that's at the beginning of the film when Loki gives up the Tesseract to Thanos.
Well done, Katie. She got number 4, so that's good.
Well done.
Perfect. Well
Good.
done. Yeah, so that was number 5. We'll move on to quotes now. So, does he need CPR? Because I totally know CPR. And the answer was?
So this was Darcy in Thor. So this is when Thor initially arrives on Earth, and then Jane runs him over for the first time in the van, and he's lying on the ground unconscious, and Darcy sees the beautiful man lying unconscious and figures she knows CPR.
Fair play to her.
Yeah.
Well done,
Awesome,
Laura.
man.
5 out of 5 for picture round. That's
Well done.
brilliant.
That's good.
Moving on to number 2. So quote 2 was, "I think you look great, Kat. As far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass."
So this was Scott Lang in Avengers Endgame. So this is in the time heist when they go back to New York, and Tony makes a comment about Cap's suit doing nothing for him or nothing for his ass, and that is Scott Lang jumping to his defence. Ever the brown nose for Steve Rogers.
I'd be a brown nose to Steve Rogers, to be fair. So would you.
Yeah, probably would.
So quote number 3 was, "We know each other. He's a friend from work." And that was?
That was Thor in Ragnarok. So that was when it's they're in the Gladiator Stadium on Sakaar, and Hulk comes out, and Thor's delighted to see him. And that was improvised, wasn't it? Well, that was, they had like it was like a Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh,
kid
really? I
there,
don't know that.
And he went to the set, and he said, "Oh, he should say that he's a friend from work."
Oh.
So Chris Hemsworth done it, and it made the cut.
That's so cute. I
Nice
love
story.
that. Yeah, that's amazing. I love Make-A-Wish. Question number 4. The quote was, "Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?" And that was?
Yeah, one of the best scenes in the MCU, best like hand-to-hand combat, and it was Steve Rogers in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So it's when they're all in the lift. The lift scene.
Yeah.
Where he takes out Rumlow and all the goons.
So question number 5. This is our last quote. Mary Poppins, y'all.
So
I love this.
This
Love
is
it.
Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So I think he was coming down on a little stick. He was coming down and
He was floating.
Yeah, Quill was like, "You look like Mary Poppins," and he goes, "Is he cool?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all."
Love it.
Class.
So that was our last quote. So you'll need to let us know how you got on. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was easier than last week's. If you are new, last week's quiz is on the channel, so you can go back and rewatch that if you want. If you could do us a favour though, because obviously we can see some of the scores coming through just now, but once the live ends we can't see your scores. So if you could do us a favour, once it ends and it's on the channel, could you leave us your scores so that we can go back and have a look? Because we didn't realise that last week, and we went back to see people's scores and we couldn't see them. So that'd be good.
Some really good scores though. 34 out of 40 for
That's
Team
amazing.
Fallon.
5 out of 5 from Laura for the quotes as well. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Keely, 35 out of 40. That's amazing. Well done.
Amazing, yeah.
So yeah, if you could just leave your comments again in the comment section once this is over, like that would be amazing, so we could go back and look, because it's nice to see what people got.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed it, we'll do another one next week. And if you want to let me know, you can let me know on Instagram, or if I've got you on Messenger, you can give me a message and let me know what kind of like rounds you would like, or what you would like to see next week.
If there's anything you would like added to the quiz, then we can do that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone. There's some really good
well
scores
done.
there.
33 out of 40,
Thank you
28,
for joining
amazing.
us.
So have a nice night, enjoy your weekend, folks, and hopefully see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
very much. Bye.